Partial county government shutdown.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYNT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Justin Case. Winter is here and it does not look like it is going to leave us anytime soon. Tonight, snow could make tomorrow morning's drive a little rougher. Chief Meteorologist Andrew Dockery is keeping an eye on those snow chances. Andrew?
Yeah, Justin, it is a tough forecast. It's been a tough forecast over the past couple of days, and it's been a question of will that cold air catch up to the moisture. We take a look at what we're looking at here on Pinpoint Doppler, and some snow now starting to show up across portions of Interstate 65, and a lot of models indicate that this snow will grow in size as we head into the next 2 to 3 hours. The question is, will that snow be able to overcome the wet roadways, and will that snow stick on those locations? If not, you could look at some icy spots from some freezing rain once we see those temperatures drop down around 33 and 32. State current temperatures were below freezing in Owensboro and Paducah, right at 32 in Bowling Green, 33 in Louisville, and 39 in Lexington. Of course, temperatures locally still pretty warm. It's 50 in Jackson, 50 in Hazard. If you're a snow lover looking for a big snow, this is not what you want to see. You need that colder air coming in, so that could be an impact. Of course, Justin, we know winter weather is a stickler here. All conditions have to come into play. Right now, the temperatures, they're not wanting to play at all. We'll keep an eye on it and break down a couple more chances coming up in a few short minutes.
Thank you, Andrew. Highway Department workers prepped this afternoon for those dropping temperatures. District 11 crews in Bell County loaded up salt trucks to get ready for the snow expected to come overnight. Workers say they were not able to put salt down today because the rain would wash it out, but they are keeping an eye on changes that may come in the next few hours.
This is time of the year to be ready. You know, we want to keep the roadways safe for everyone, and we'll be out there doing our job and doing our best.
Highway Department crews have been briefed in case snow does come and are expecting to be called in. If you head on over to WYNT.com, a couple of schools have already closed tomorrow. There will likely be even more delays by morning time. You can also sign up for alerts on our app. Yesterday, officials in Knott County voted for a partial county government shutdown. This means nearly 70% of all county employees will be laid off. Health insurance benefits will be canceled for the remaining employees and elected officials, but it also affects the county road department. I went back to Hindman today to find out what people can expect as severe weather hits. Normally, the Knott County Road Department contracts other companies with plows to help clear snow. But with the shutdown, they are left relying on only 2 plows owned by the county.
It's definitely going to be a lot worse with only 2 trucks, you know. Ain't no way in the world 2 trucks can cover Knott County.
Many in Knott County, like Barker Thomas, worry for their safety.
I'm on the road every day. You know, I have a son in school. I take to school every day.
While the State Highway Department will still plow major roads like 80, 15, 160, and 550, more than 700 other roads in the county might suffer with only 2 plows in service.
It's going to be devastating just trying to get from point A to point B with just 2 snow plows with 742 roads to maintain.
If you have any medical issues or need to drive to medical treatment, McDaniel asks that you call the road department.
We can't guarantee anything, but we will do our best to try to get to that specific place and try to get you out.
As for students getting to school, transportation officials tell us they will continue monitoring the roads to make sure safety issues are not a concern.
We need the county employees working to keep up the county, you know, but I don't know what's going to happen with the shutdown, but, you know, it ain't going to be good.
Looking at the costs involved with saving money. McDaniel also says overtime is now cut to the road department, meaning it will be more difficult for road crews to pre-treat the roads ahead of snow. We have a number to the county road department online. Just look for this story. Today we learned John Russell Hall is now in a state prison. State officials moved him from the Carter County Detention Center this afternoon. Hall pleaded guilty late last year to the March murder of Officer Scotty Hamilton. As part of the deal, a judge sentenced him the same day to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Hamilton was a 12-year veteran of Pikeville PD before Hall killed him. Paul is now at the Kentucky State Reformatory in LaGrange, Kentucky. That is roughly 206 miles from Pikeville, just north of Louisville. The Kentucky State Reformatory is a medium to minimum security prison with more than 1,000 beds. And from their website, we learned it costs about $20,000 per year to keep each inmate there. That averages out to nearly $55 per inmate per day. A call about a dispute landed a Clay County man in jail. Police say they went to East Couch Road around 11. When they arrived, they arrested this man, Jerry Bonds. He had active warrants out of Bell County. And while searching him, police say they found a large bag believed to have meth inside. Few leads in the search for a Knox County murder suspect. The search for Philip Lee Lewis began last week. Lewis is considered a very dangerous person. We know he is 24 years old. He also has ties to Mississippi and Michigan. Lewis was wanted out of Mississippi on a parole violation. This is video just before police say he killed Gary Medellin. It happened during an attempted robbery. Police believe Lewis had a getaway driver. Two people linked to an Owensboro triple murder appeared before a judge for the first time today. Investigators told our sister station WFIE they used security footage to identify the men. Kyler Shemwell and Arnett Baines both face murder and first-degree assault charges. A fourth person was shot but survived. A judge decided to hold Shemwell and Baines in jail without bond. Police are still looking for a third person they think was involved. A man shot and killed at least 5 people inside a bank in Central Florida today. Hillary Lane breaks down what happened from New York.
A woman appeared deep in grief after a man opened fire inside a bank in Sebring, Florida, killing 5 people.
We've suffered a significant loss at the hands of a senseless criminal doing a senseless crime. Police
have identified the suspect as 21-year-old Zephin Zaver, who's from Sebring. They say he called 911 and said he had entered the SunTrust Bank and started shooting.
This is an individual that needs to face very swift and exacting justice.
As crisis negotiators who arrived at the bank were talking to Zaver, officers moved in.
I ordered or asked the sheriff to send in the tactical unit or their SWAT team in an attempt to recover potential victims and take the subject into custody.
Zaver was arrested. Officers are conducting interviews, analyzing the crime scene, and serving search warrants as they try to figure out what led up to the shooting. Hillary Lane, CBS News.
Police will hold another news conference Thursday morning. School officials in Johnson County have canceled classes the rest of the week. The projected snow, a case of hepatitis, and other illnesses led to that decision. Today, staff along with others came in to deep clean the whole building. All students are required to have their hepatitis A vaccine going into the school year, but Superintendent Tom Cochran says this was from a staff member.
We have, as I said, all of our custodians, all of our administrators are throughout the building cleaning using Clorox, and we actually just received a new disinfecting machine. There's a 4-minute kill on with the disinfecting.
He says they have offered the shot at most of the schools. All the buses in the district are also being disinfected by the Transportation Department to further fight it. It's been 1 year since a shooting inside Marshall County High School. Bailey Holt and Preston Cope were killed along with several other students who were injured. The school held a remembrance assembly today to mark the anniversary. In the years since the shooting, the school has worked through the grief with the hashtag #MarshallStrong. Today, Governor Bevin tweeted, quote, "Marshall County continues to be in our hearts as we remember the lives lost and those injured by a senseless act of violence." New at 11 months after launching his campaign for governor, State Representative Rocky Adkins will officially file his candidacy tomorrow. The Democratic leader and former Jefferson County School Board member Stephanie Horn will file for governor and lieutenant governor in the morning. Adkins first announced his plans to run in November. Attorney General Andy Beshear and former state auditor Adam Edlin have also announced campaigns. A former Miss America will enter the race for Kentucky Secretary of State. Heather French Henry filed financial paperwork to begin raising money for a statewide campaign. The Democrat previously served as Commissioner of Veterans Affairs under former Governor Steve Beshear. Jason Griffith of Whitesburg and Jeff Sebesta have said they will be entering the Democratic primary. 3 Republicans have also put their name into the GOP primary. Tensions simmer as the partial government shutdown reaches day 33. Tonight, President Trump says the State of the Union address has been canceled by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. That's after she asked the president to postpone the address until the shutdown had ended. In a response to the Speaker of the House, President Trump says he will look for other venues. Meanwhile, today, federal workers called on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to push through a bill to reopen the government. They also tried to take a letter into the senator's office. They chanted in the building's lobby for several minutes before police stepped in. Coming up at 11, people in several counties in eastern Kentucky are trying to figure out where an earth-rattling boom came from. And later, why you might want to be careful if looking for tickets to the Kansas game on Saturday.
And a lot of people are asking about those snow chances. We'll break down when they return and how long they stick around. Coming up next.
The Toyota Sienna is the only vehicle in its class with available all-wheel drive. So, in an independent AMCI traction test, an all-wheel drive Sienna devoured a snow-covered 30% grade hill, while the front-wheel drive Honda Odyssey struggled and failed. The Toyota Sienna is the only vehicle in its class with available all-wheel drive. Now get $2,500 cash back on a new 2019 Sienna. Toyota, let's go places.
Millions of dollars of inventory must go, regardless of cost or loss.
That's why we call it a no-profit holiday.
And it's Big Sandy's biggest bedding clearance event in history. Get up to 6-year special financing with no money down. Save up to 50% on Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, or Beautyrest Black Floor samples. Plus, get a free gift card up to $300. Or check out this Ashley Hybrid mattress. Your choice, twin, full, or queen, only